Hey guys, welcome to our daily encounter. Today we have the Lord instructing Moses to deal decisively with the Midianites. If you remember, the Midianites were working in cooperation with the Moabites in trying to get the children of Israel cursed. They went to Balaam and asked that Balaam would curse the people. They said, whoever you bless are blessed, and whoever you curse will be cursed. And Balaam said, I can't do anything contrary to what Yahweh instructs me. And Yahweh had instructed him to bless the people. And so he wasn't able to curse them, but he seems to have instructed them to seduce the children of Israel to sin against God. And that would bring a curse indirectly on the people. And so the people of Moab and also the Midianites, they send people in to cause them to commit adultery against God, spiritual adultery against God, and worshiping other gods, and then also in physical adultery and seducing them with the women and things like that, and bring them into a state of sin against God, which brought about a plague that killed 24,000 Israelites. And so this was a grave misdeed, for lack of a better term, that the children or the Midianites had put against the people. And so the Lord has them deal very decisively with the Midianites. And it's one of the last things that's on Moses's to-do list before he passes on the authority to Joshua. But the idea here is that the Lord wanted to show the Israelites that you've got to deal decisively with your enemies, or they will lead you astray. And that's a lesson that they had to learn before they entered into the land led by Joshua. That's one of the things the Lord had instructed them and would instruct them, that when they go into the land, they can't allow any mixture with the people around them. Otherwise, it would cause them to fall away and to follow after their gods, and to be led away from the true God, away from Yahweh. And so this is a great object lesson right before they enter into the land, to not be not to allow the other people around them to be stumbling blocks for them in connection to their relationship with God. And as we think about this story, we too ought to deal very decisively with those things in our lives that are stumbling blocks, the things in the world that we come into contact with that cause us to stumble and to fall into sin. We are under the blessing of God. God has blessed us tremendously through Jesus Christ. And through the blood of Christ, we found grace and mercy, the forgiveness of sins, redemption, reconciliation, propitiation, all these wonderful things that we have attained through what Christ has done for us. And we have a wonderful relationship with God. And the Lord's intention for us is blessing and not cursing. However, if we rebel against God, and if we fall and we begin to be allured by the things of this world, and we begin to love the things of the world, in 1 John chapter 2, it says that, anyone who loves the world, the love of the Father is not in him. And we begin to exchange our love for the Father for the love of the world, and begin to live a self-indulgent life, and we really just turn our face away from the Lord because of the many stumbling blocks that are around us. Then the Lord's got to discipline us. Hebrews chapter 12 says very clearly that the Lord disciplines those that he loves. And it's for the purpose of restoration, to bring them back in a relationship. But it's not a pleasant situation wherein God has to deal with his children. And that's the way that Satan can get us to have to be under the discipline of God, is if he can cause us to stumble and to sin and to fall away from God and to turn our backs to God. And so what we have to do is always be on our guard and deal decisively with those things in the world that would trip us up and lead us astray. And so anything that we see in our lives that is distracting us or causing us to lose focus, that's dulling our spiritual sensitivity, or that's outright just leading us into sin, we got to deal decisively with it. And I think this story with the Midianites teaches us that very thing. It's better to, Jesus said it's better to enter into life with one eye or with one hand than to be cast into hell with both hands and both eyes. The idea there is that we should get rid of any stumbling block that's in our lives. It's better to do without that thing, whatever it might be, and to live with a healthy and vibrant relationship with the Lord than to keep it around and it continue to be a pebble in our shoe, continue to be leading us astray, continuing to bring us under the discipline of God, and to just wreak havoc in our lives. Let's just do away with those things. Deal decisively with them. Say, you know what? I'm dead to these things. These things are dead to me. And I'm going to move forward now in my relationship with God. And again, hopefully our reading today will encourage us to do that very thing. So with that, guys, I do thank you for watching the video today. Hope you guys have a great day. Love you guys. God bless.